Welcome, first of all, to the University of Melbourne and to Science Week. But before we start, though, I should acknowledge that this university is built on the lands of the Wurundjeri people, and so I pay respects to the elders, past and present, of the Kulin Nation, of which the Wurundjeri are a part. Now, let me tell you a little bit about AMSI. So we're the National Maths Science Institute. So what that means is we're the peak body for mathematics in Australia. We do a lot of work with school education, which is what this is all about today, but we also do a lot of work with university education, with research training, and then a lot of work in that interface between maths and industry. There's about 60 odd people work here doing all of that sort of stuff. We've got a big public profile, but the biggest joy we have is to work with schools, really, and to be able to do the sort of thing we're doing today. So, National Science Week. So I guess at school, science and maths, two different things. But National Science Week, of course, is inclusive of maths and science, and of course there's no science without maths. And you'll find, as you go on with maths and science, you'll find that more and more that that really mathematics underpins science. But importantly, maths has an absolute life of its own. It's a fundamental discipline. And the difference, I guess, between maths and science is that mathematics can create many worlds, and science can only really look at this one. So that's a big creative part to maths that you'll find out about as you do more maths. So then I guess the thing we're really here to address today is careers, and if you look around the room, there's hardly any guys here. So why girls and why maths? So let me say first of all, I guess, that there's lots of myths in maths, and one of the myths is that girls don't do maths as well as guys. So that's a pretty disturbing sort of myth. And you know what myths do? So here's another one: girls can't play footy. Well, we know that one's being broken at the moment. And the maths myth about girls is equally crazy. And just to prove that to you, at AMSI there are 8 people with maths doctorates, and 7 of them are women. So I'm the only guy at AMSI with a maths doctorate, all the rest are women. So it's certainly not true that women can't do maths. Now, the important thing about these stereotypes is that they close doors, they block off opportunity, and so it's really important that we break them down and so the doors will open. And the message about maths really is that maths multiplies your choices, and you should take as much maths as you can and open as many doors as you can. So, but nonetheless, we've still got to sell you the idea of doing maths and its relation to careers. So the critical thing about maths is that it really does open an enormous number of doors and really delivers in many ways. So it saves lives, it feeds people, it makes money, it predicts the future. And in this world where there's so much digital stuff going on, maths shines a light on dark places. So for national security, for banking security, all of those sorts of things. So the message is, and you'll hear it lots of times today, do maximum maths. It'll open doors, it'll open opportunity. You'll see all sorts of different ways of using mathematics in really exciting contexts. Now, there's going to be a panel discussion today, and the message I've been told to give to you is about asking questions at the panel. Now, what I say to people when they're about to hear a whole bunch of lecturers and there's a panel, keynote speakers, and there's a panel opportunity at the end where you've got to be able to ask questions, is that it will really improve your enjoyment of the day if you're thinking about questions while you're hearing people talk, rather than just, when question time comes, have I got a question? So you'll really understand what people have to say. You'll be able to analyse what they're saying and have your views about it if you're thinking about one or more questions that you want to ask at the end. So I encourage you all, while you're hearing everybody speak, to think about the questions you're going to ask. So enjoy the day, enjoy the lunch. I know there's a great lunch at the end of this. Have fun, and I hope you get excited by maths today. Thank you.